Hi everybody, I hope you're doing well. Today I'm going to be filming the series of foot strengthening exercises that we normally do with our pre-Pointe program. That way those of you that are working towards getting on Pointe have something to work on at home, and those of you in our Pointe classes have something to supplement the small amount of Pointe work that's safe to do in the home environment. A few things before we get started. Make sure all of this work, as we're rolling through our feet, that we're not pronating or rolling into one side of our foot, supinating, rolling towards the outside of our foot. So as we do all of these exercises, you want to make sure that you're really thinking about working very evenly through the center of your foot the entire time. Second thing, I'm going to show you a few of each exercise, but you can continue and add sets as you go, add more as you get stronger, and do as many of these as you like. The important thing is that you only do what you can do correctly. So if you start to fatigue and get tired and you can no longer hold the proper alignment as you're doing these exercises, then it's time to stop and move on to the next thing. So for our first exercise, you're going to take your TheraBand and wrap it right around the ball of your foot. For the first thing, we're just going to do really simple roll-throughs of our entire foot. So as you do all of these exercises, please make sure that you sit up against a wall or are just sitting up really nice and tall so you're holding strength and alignment in your core and your back as we do these exercises. So you're going to take one leg in parallel, pull back with whatever resistance works for you on the TheraBand, and we're just going to do simple roll-throughs. So thinking about going through your demi-point and then all the way through your full point, releasing just the toes, and then rolling back all the way to your full flexed position. All of these exercises we want to do with a slow, controlled movement. So no jerking, flexing, and releasing of the foot, but a really slow, even movement right through the center of the foot. So ball and point, releasing just the toes. So it'd be like on your half point on releve, and all the way flexed back. So let's do 8 on this foot. Just releasing those toes. Ball, toes, release, and coming up. 3. And 4. You may need to adjust the TheraBand as you go with these. 5. Nice and even, so keep a nice, easy tempo. 6, 7, and 8. Again, continue, do as many as you would like to do. Add additional sets as you start to get stronger. We'll switch over to the same thing with our left leg. Wrapping the TheraBand around the ball of the foot, trying to get the entire metatarsal in there, pulling back with resistance on the TheraBand. Leg in parallel, sitting up nice and tall. 1. Easy release of the toes, flex all the way back up. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Keep that nice, easy, slow, controlled tempo the whole time. 7. And 8. All right, great job. So now we're going to work to just using our metatarsal, or the area that is the ball of your foot. So again, wrapping, we're going to flex our foot, and what you're going to do is we're just working our toes. So keeping our foot flexed, think about that you're grabbing the TheraBand just with your toes. So again, we'll do 8 of these. Flexed foot, sitting up nice and tall, and just our toes. We wrap and grab. 1, 2, again, nice and controlled. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And switching to our other leg. Again, pull back with whatever resistance works for you. Flexing, sitting up nice and tall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now we're gonna do something similar, except we're gonna do it with a stretched ankle. So like you're pointing your foot. So you're gonna stretch through the ankle, like if we were standing up, you want to releve. From there, you're just gonna work the toes. So lengthen the toes, pull the toes back. Lengthen the toes, pull the toes back. Try not to crunch through your toes, but feel them lengthen out so they're reaching nice and long. Here we go, sitting up tall, flexing that foot. Reach just through the ankle, flex your toes, and we're gonna lengthen your toes and flex them. 2, slow and controlled. 3, 4, 5, make sure we stay parallel. 6, 7, 8, and rest. Other side. Stretching through the ankle, flexing the toes, and lengthen. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, good. Give those ankles a little shake out before we move to the next thing. All right, for our next exercise, you're gonna start by wrapping the TheraBand around your first foot. You're gonna pull it towards your opposite leg, and then you're gonna step on it with your opposite leg. Both legs should be in parallel, both feet are flexed. What we're working now are these little outside muscles on the outside of the foot. These are really important because these are what help keep the alignment of our foot when it's stretched. When those aren't strong and they don't activate, we have a tendency to sickle. So these are really important muscles for all dancers to find strength in. So we're gonna flex our feet fully. What we're thinking about doing is pulling in the opposite direction with the TheraBand and with the use of our other foot as resistance. And we're trying to use those little outside muscles to just slightly pull that ankle away. We shouldn't be having our whole leg move. Everything else here should be controlled and staying right in place. The only movement is coming right from the ankle. Okay, so flexing our feet fully. We're taking just our right leg and pulling, it may be a very slight motion, controlling coming back, not letting it just release, but controlling back to the parallel position. Let's try 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, slow and controlled. 4, fully flexed, just that ankle moving. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, now we're gonna point our feet, keeping that TheraBand where it is. We're making the same action, just with fully lengthened pointed feet. Again, this may be a very small action depending on the flexibility of your ankles, but you should feel like the muscles on this outside of your foot and ankle are contracting slightly. So we do 8. Pull out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, sitting up nice and tall. 6, 7, 8. And rest. Again, continue and do more of these, whatever works for you. Let's go ahead and do our left side. Pull the TheraBand back around the bottom of your foot, pulling it towards the opposite leg, and step on it. First set is fully flexed feet, nice and parallel, sitting up tall. And we pull out 1, 2, nice and controlled, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Same thing, pointed feet. Staying parallel, making sure the movement is isolated from our ankles. 1. It may be very small. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. And rest. Take a second. Stretch out those feet, your ankles. They've been working really hard. All right, so our next set, this one's kind of the tricky one to set up. You're gonna take the TheraBand around the ball of your right foot again. This time we're gonna pull it towards the outside, so away from your body, and you're gonna take your opposite foot and step on it, okay? This set, we're doing the opposite of what we did. We're working on these inside muscles in the arch of the foot. So starting with both feet flexed, your bottom leg that you're working on should be in parallel. We're pulling away with the TheraBand and using our opposite foot to hold it. So this time, starting from that parallel position, we're just pulling slightly in with our foot. Again, like the previous exercise, the effort is coming from the foot and ankle, not our whole leg and hips moving. Everything else should be nice and still and held. We're really finding the isolation in the foot and the ankle. So we do just pulling in slightly, flex the feet, sitting up tall. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, and just like the last exercise, we're gonna do the same thing. Point the feet, starting parallel with that bottom leg, turning in 1. Just the ankle. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, good. Let's do the same thing with our left leg. Here we go on the left side. Same thing. Wrap that around the foot. Pull to the outside and step across. Bottom leg parallel, sitting up nice and tall. Flex those feet, starting in a neutral position. We're pulling in. 1, 2, nice and controlled. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing, pointed and pull in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right, rest and shake it out. Another exercise that we can do, and I'm going to leave you some creative leeway with this, is writing with our foot and ankle. So when we do this, the same as with the previous exercises, we really want to think about the movement coming from this ankle joint here and not the entire leg moving as we do it, yeah? So you can do this. Generally in class, we write the alphabet. So with both feet, we would do A, B, C, and so on and so forth. Sometimes we do uppercase, sometimes we do lowercase, but really the important thing is that you're thinking about working from the ankles and it's not the entire leg that's moving. You can get creative. You can write a sentence of your choice. You can write the names of all your family members. You could spell out some ballet steps that you're working on learning. So I leave this up to you. Feel free to be creative. But this is really a nice exercise for finding the full range of motion in your ankle. So you want to make sure when you write every letter, it's not just a tiny little A, but you're really thinking about how big can you possibly make that A, yeah, or whatever shape or letter you're doing, yeah. Holding, maintaining our posture in our upper body and in our legs, and really thinking about trying to isolate as much as possible, working just from the ankles. So feel free, have fun, spell out whatever you like, but make nice, big, clear letters. So for our last thing today, we're going to do some basic releve exercises for your feet, legs, and calves. Hopefully you can see me well enough in these. The first thing that we're going to be doing, I'm going to do it once sideways and then once facing the wall to help so you can see it, is we're going to be rising up on 2 feet equally, making sure we're pulled up, everything's lifted up and forward, all the way up to releve on 2 feet. You're transferring your weight, staying nice and tall, not releasing your alignment, onto one leg and controlled rolling down onto flat. I would suggest probably holding on to a counter or table as you're doing this would be advisable. So pressing, going to 2 feet, pressing up, transferring your weight onto one leg, rolling back down. Making sure that you're rolling right through the center of your feet with all of these, not supinating, rolling out, pronating, rolling in, but thinking about the weight being right through the center of your foot, through that second toe, the entire time. And what you want to do is you'll want to alternate feet. So if I were doing this facing a bar, I would rise up on the 2 feet, transfer my weight to 1 foot, rolling back down, nice and controlled, back to 2 feet. I would then do the same thing, standing up nice and tall with the other leg, rising up, transferring to 1 foot, rolling back down. You want to build up to doing a lot of these. This is a great way for calf and ankle strength that really helps prevent a lot of injuries. But make sure you're only doing as many as you can do correctly. When you feel like you cannot get to your fullest releve any longer, or you feel yourself rolling out or rolling in, time to stop. So again, this first set, nice and tall, pulling up onto 2 feet, 1 foot, and again, I would just do this facing a bar or table. I'm just doing this so I can show it to you right now. Up on the other foot, transfer that weight, rolling down. Again, this should all be done in a very slow, controlled manner. The second variation on this for you is to do it in forced arch. So we're working our other calf muscle. So in plie, you're gonna roll up to forced arch on both feet, staying in forced arch, transfer the weight in plie onto 1 leg, rolling down, and stretch back up onto 2 legs. Then you do the same thing on the other side. Demi-plie, rolling up to forced arch, holding that place, just releasing onto 1 leg, control, rolling back down, and straighten up. Again, only do as many as you can do to your full releve, and when you're not supinating or pronating, you're able to stay right in the middle of the foot. Doing it facing you once, again, try to maintain that alignment, engagement of the core as you're doing all of this. So we do plie, rolling up on both feet, transferring the weight to 1 foot, rolling back down, and we stretch slow and controlled. Pressing up, going to forced arch, transferring the weight, rolling down, and stretch. So again, do as many of these as works for you. All of these exercises you can go ahead and build to gain strength. I hope this is helpful for everyone. I hope you're all doing well, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.